first of all, I want to say that I greatly appreciate the chair and the ranking member of the Transportation Committee. They work together very well, and that committee is a very nonpartisan group. I think we work really well, and we put the priorities of the state of Washington first. And I'm very proud of that. I'm proud of the way that we've came together on this budget. This year was my first year on the budget cabinet, and I can tell you that going through this process really weighed heavy on my heart. We had to take projects out, we put some projects back in, and it was a really difficult time in discussions, and knowing that some people were going to get projects they needed and some weren't. When I came to Olympia this year for this session, my two top priorities for the transportation budget was the completion of the North-South Freeway. So in Spokane, the North-South Freeway has been a project that's been going on for, I believe, construction 40 years, and prior to that, maybe 70 years that it's been in discussion. This is a top priority for my community. It is in the budget. It's part of the budget. And my other priority was maintenance and preservation. And again, those are in the budget, and I am very greatly appreciative of those projects being in there. However, there are several projects in my community, my county, that aren't in the budget, that we had to cut, that we couldn't bring in new projects into this budget because of funding. This budget is separate. This is our transportation budget project list. We will be hearing a revenue project as well, or bill, excuse me, as well. So, but what this budget, what we're talking about today, is it implies that we do need to have new revenue sources in order to fund this budget. There's been things in that implied revenue sources as far as additional gas tax, registration fees, road highway use fees. These things are, they're looking at what can we do to fund this budget. I feel that at this point in time in the state of Washington, and especially while we're still in the process of negotiating an operating budget, that it's not the time to put more money, more taxes on gas. We're already paying nearly 50 cents a gallon for gas tax, and we're paying between 50 and 60 cents a gallon for the cap and trade. Cap and trade is the funds that support CCA, or the Climate Commitment Act. This last summer, we heard hundreds, if not thousands, of messages telling the citizens of Washington that if we repealed cap and trade, that we wouldn't get new bridge projects and road projects. This legislature, and in particular the Transportation Committee, knows that's not the case. These funds are not used for roads or bridge projects. But what I would like to suggest now is that as a legislature, that we pass legislation that does allow us to use CCA funds to fund this budget. This is the time that we need to look at the money that we have and use it wisely, rather than going out to our citizens and asking them for more taxes. Again, we already have taxes that we're discussing, that we're going to, for the operating budget, and it's not the time. I know I've told this story before, but I'm going to say it one more time. In my district, since CCA, or the cap and trade investment, and we put gas, that's another 50, 60 cents a gallon. And I know this because I live right next to Idaho, so I can look across the border and see what the difference is. So I know that. But since that was put into place, the food bank in my district has increased usage by 147%. 90% of the people using that food bank are first-time users. And a large percentage of them are telling the food bank the reason they're using it is because they don't have money for food after they put gas in their car. These are people that are working 2 or 3 jobs, their families, they're taking kids to events, sporting events, daycare, childcare, and once they pay for gas, they can't afford food. So I'm saying that let's look at the money that we have and see if we might be able to use it in a better way that serves the citizens of the state of Washington. I am a hesitant yes on this transportation budget because I do agree with all of the work that's been put into it. I understand the heartfelt weighing of what projects should be in and what shouldn't be in, and how do we do the best for our state. Because I was part of it, I know it. Like I said, it laid heavy on my heart. So I'm a hesitant yes because I know this implies new revenue, and I'm not a yes on new revenue. With that, I'm going to ask, we're a mix over here, but I will be voting yes on this bill. Thank you.